Hello everybody and welcome back to Dro's Redstone tutorial number 14. Today we're going to talk about block update detectors, but if you haven't seen the video about block updates, then you might want to check that out as well, because else you're not going to understand anything that I'm talking about today. So first of all, since a block update updates all the blocks around it, so in this case, this one, the one above, and the one below. What we need to do is place a block that's next to the spot where we want to have the block update detector, for example here, to be in a sort of invalid position, so that when we cause a block update here, it gets updated and then we somehow want to reset it. This sounds a bit difficult to achieve, but it's actually quite simple, and I'm going to show you 4 ways to do that. The first way that we already know from the piston video is that quasi-connectivity is a way to put a piston, or also a dropper or a dispenser, into a position where the next block update will extend it. And also for the retraction when it's unpowered. So we just need to make this retract itself automatically. And the way we're going to do that is we have a piston right here, sticky. And we have a block right here that we want to have powered on default. Now, the question is, when this piston is updated, what should happen? Now, of course, this block should depower, and that's pretty much it. So we can do that quite easily by placing a redstone block, and when this piston then extends, then it gets pushed aside. So when we have an output here, it gets, it goes off. So let's try bring that up to the top and see what happens. That's not quite what we want. So what we can do in order to fix that is add some delay, because as you're seeing, this piece of redstone dust is unpowering this piston in the exact same moment when it extends. So let's add some delay and see what happens. And it actually becomes a BUD. Now, the funny thing about this thing is, if we add the delay right here, then it becomes a toggle BUD. So it extends, retracts, and with this it just extends and retracts all the time. So this is a very, very simple way that has been around for very long. And with the addition of slime blocks in 1.8, this has become really easy, even easier than before. The only thing is that because of the update order in Minecraft, something like this, which looks quite similar. I mean, this redstone block is powering this piston as well as this one's powering this one. Because of the update order, this doesn't work. And I can't explain to you the full reason, but, well, it just doesn't, I guess. Okay, so quasi-connectivity is a very simple method to do that. Now, moving on to another method is we can't push pistons or piston heads that are extended. Now, the funny thing is, if we would get to extend this piston, and then because it can't be pushed, this one is in an invalid position. because this one's powered but not extended. The sad thing is though, when we unflick this lever here, it will update immediately, and that is not gonna work. But what we can do is have a setup like this, where we power the right piston, then power the left piston, and because they are not immediately touching each other, this piston is not going to update this one. So now we have another block update detector. And then we can retract it by unflicking this lever here, and then we can start anew. Now, this has been made by SethBling, this particular design that I'm going to show you. And I'm going to link you a video in the description if you want to have more information or more designs on block updates. So what we can do, I'm not going to explain really how that works. It's just pretty much a matter of trial and error. Is just doing this. So you see, making a block update detector is really, really simple. So what it does is when this piston extends, because it's powered here, it unpowers immediately, so it gets pulled back. But because this piece of redstone dust has been off, it turns on this torch, which for a very, very brief moment blocks the way for this piston to extend, because it is then, let's see, then there, okay, well, so that's basically how it works. What we can also do using this method is make a whole array of pistons that are powered, but yeah, not extended. And when we update any one of these, they will extend and then get pushed back. And as you see, the torch right here it's pretty much the same setup. Moving on to another one. This one is quite old. It works with water flow. So normally water would flow to wherever the nearest drop is, which would be here and here. So when we update the water, it'll flow down here, push the boat off the pressure plate, and then reset itself through that. Now, this is not very commonly used nowadays, and a tutorial is on the wiki, so I'm not going to show you how to build this, but it's a pretty cool method, I think. And getting to the last method, which is quite a lot cooler than all of these. As you can see, we have something in this chest right here, and the comparator gives an output. And now if we push a solid block over a chest, we can't access it anymore. And what's more, this comparator can't get an output from the chest. So we can also use that as a block update detector, but it can do quite a bit more, which I'm going to show you in a second. So as a resettable block update detector, it's pretty much something like this. You see, it works very nice. And what it can also do is, if we place a solid block here, and then 2 blocks away from the comparator, place something with an inventory, it can be detected as well. Plus, when we click in it, it can also detect that, which is really, really cool. Now this is called a comparator update detector. It used to be called a tile entity update detector. So you can find it under, if you search for CUD or TEUD, both should work. And this one's particularly useful if you have, let's say, a wall and then want to have a node block as an input. Now this is also tile entity, that's why it works. And yeah, this is very nice if you have a rail track going along here and you want to change the direction that you're going in, and you just hit the node block and it changes a junction for you. So this is, yeah, these are a few methods to build block update detectors. As I said, I'm gonna link you a video to SethBling in the description. He has made a very great one. And also I'm gonna link you a channel to the guy that made the redstone torch key that I showed in the last episode, because he also has a channel that focuses pretty much on block update detectors. So if you want to learn more about that, then I suggest you check those out. So thank you very much for watching. This has been Ro, and I'll see you next time.